the Courtyard of Eternal Bonds. After one particularly fierce battle against a pack of spirit wolves, Yen Rui glanced at Liang Chen, his expression unreadable. "You fight differently," he said. "Not like the others." Liang Chen wiped blood from his blade. "I've walked paths they haven't. Died once, lived again. It changes you." Yen Rui studied him for a moment, then nodded. "Perhaps." Days turned into weeks. Missions piled up, each more dangerous than the last. Liang Chen and Yen Rui fought side by side, their bond forged in battle. Slowly, words replaced silence. Yen Rui began to ask questions about techniques, about strategies, about emotion. Liang Chen spoke cautiously at first, but Yen Rui listened with genuine interest. When Liang Chen described teaching emotion sword forms, Yen Rui's eyes softened almost imperceptibly. "You care deeply for him," Yen Rui said one evening as they rested by a campfire. "He is my son," Liang Chen replied simply. "He is my reason." Yen Rui nodded, staring into the flames. A worthy reason. When they returned to the sect, Emotion ran to greet his father, his small sword clutched in his hand. Liang Chen lifted him easily, smiling. Yen Rui stood nearby, watching quietly. Emotion's eyes flicked toward Yen Rui. "Father, who is he?" Liang Chen hesitated, then said, "This is Yen Rui. We fought together." Emotion studied him, then gave a solemn nod. "Thank you for protecting my father." Yen Rui's lips curved slightly, the faintest hint of a smile. "He hardly needed protecting. But you're welcome." Over time, Yen Rui began visiting more often. He sparred with Emotion, correcting his stances, guiding his strikes. The boy admired him, his eyes shining with respect. Liang Chen watched, his heart warming. Yen Rui was not like Xiao Feng. There was no arrogance, no cruelty. Only sincerity, quiet and steady. The sect noticed. Whispers spread of the bond forming between the two golden core cultivators. Some approved, others envied, but none could deny the strength they displayed together. Emotion, ever watchful, observed Yen Rui carefully. One evening, he approached Liang Chen. "This Yen Rui, he is different from the others. He respects you. He respects Shen. If your heart leans toward him, I will not oppose it." Liang Chen bowed his head. "Grandfather, I do not know yet, but he is steady, and that steadiness feels safe." Emotion smiled faintly. "Then let it grow. Slowly. The heavens favor patience." Their missions continued. Each battle drew them closer, each victory deepened their bond. Yen Rui began to open up, sharing fragments of his past, his training, his struggles, his loneliness. Liang Chen listened, understanding. He too had known loneliness, betrayal, despair. One night, as they camped beneath the stars, Yen Rui spoke quietly. "I have never trusted easily. My sword has been my only companion. But with you, it feels different." Liang Chen looked at him, the firelight reflecting in his eyes. "I understand. Trust is not easy. But perhaps we can build it." Yen Rui met his gaze, and for the first time, the coldness melted. Perhaps. The bond between Liang Chen and Yen Rui grew steadily, like a flame nurtured by careful hands. Missions that once felt perilous became opportunities for trust. Yen Rui's swordsmanship was unmatched, but he began to rely on Liang Chen's qi techniques, weaving their strengths together until they fought as one. The sect elders noticed. "They move like twin blades," one whispered after watching them defeat a spirit beast that had terrorized the northern valleys. "If they continue like this, they will be unstoppable." But for Liang Chen, the true victories were not in battle. They were in the quiet moments, Yen Rui sparring with Emotion, correcting his stance with patience, Yen Rui sharing meals with them, his cold demeanor softening as Emotion laughed, Yen Rui standing beside him, not as a rival or superior, but as an equal. One evening, after a long mission, they returned to the sect. Emotion ran to greet them, his small sword clutched in his hand. "Father! Uncle Yen," he cried, his voice bright. Liang Chen lifted him easily, smiling. Yen Rui stood nearby, his lips curving faintly. You've grown stronger, he said to the boy. Your strikes are sharper. Mo Shin beamed. I practiced every day. Father says I must protect what I love. Yen Rui's gaze flicked to Liang Chen, then back to emotion. Wise words. And you will one day. Liang Chen watched the exchange, warmth filling his chest. Zhao Feng had once crushed Mo Yao's spirit, but Yen Rui was different. He gave without taking, guided without belittling. The sect began to whisper again, but this time the whispers carried approval. Yen Rui and Liang Chen, perhaps they are meant to be, disciples murmured. Their bond is strong, their family already forming. Mo Tian, ever watchful, approached Liang Chen one evening. Chun'er, he said, his voice gentle, I see how Yen Rui treats you. He respects you, he respects Shen. If your heart leans toward him, I will not oppose it. Liang Chen bowed his head. Grandfather, I have been betrayed before. I fear opening my heart again. Mo Tian placed a hand on his shoulder. Fear is natural, but do not let it chain you. The heavens gave you a second chance. Do not waste it. The turning point came during a mission to the Crimson Abyss. The sect had sent them to retrieve a rare herb guarded by a powerful beast. The battle was fierce, the beast's roar shaking the cavern walls. Liang Chen fought with all his strength, but a sudden strike sent him sprawling, blood spilling from his lips. Yen Rui was there in an instant, his sword flashing, his aura blazing. He stood over Liang Chen, his eyes fierce. You will not touch him, he growled at the beast. With a flurry of strikes, Yen Rui drove the creature back, his blade cutting through its defenses. Liang Chen rose, his chi surging, and together they delivered the final blow. The beast fell, the cavern trembling with its death. Afterward, as they rested, Yen Rui turned to Liang Chen. His voice was quiet, but his eyes burned with intensity. I cannot lose you. Not in battle, not in life. You are more than a partner. Liang Chen's breath caught. He had feared betrayal, feared opening his heart again. But Yen Rui's words were steady, his gaze unwavering. Slowly, Liang Chen nodded. And you are more than a comrade. Their bond deepened after that. Missions became journeys together. Battles became dances of trust. Yen Rui began spending more time with Mo Shin, guiding him, protecting him. The boy adored him, his laughter filling the halls when Yen Rui corrected his stances or told him stories of sword cultivators. One evening, as they sat together, Mo Shin looked up at Yen Rui. Uncle Yen, he said solemnly, will you stay with us forever? Yen Rui glanced at Liang Chen, then back at the boy. If your father allows it, yes. Liang Chen's heart swelled. He had once feared loneliness, but now he saw a future filled with warmth. The sect elders eventually recognized their bond formally. A ceremony was arranged, simple yet profound. Disciples gathered, elders watched, and Mo Tian stood proudly as Liang Chen and Yen Rui pledged themselves to each other. Yen Rui's voice was steady as he spoke. I vow to protect you, to honor you, to place you above all else. You are my partner, my family, my heart. Liang Chen's voice trembled, but his eyes shone. I vow to trust you, to walk beside you, to raise our family together. You are my strength, my home. The vows echoed through the hall, binding them not just in spirit, but in cultivation. Their auras intertwined, resonating with harmony. Emotion stood at their side, his eyes wide with joy. Father, Uncle Yen, you're married now. Liang Chen knelt, smiling. Yes, Shen, we're a family. Emotion's grin was radiant. Then I want to be Yen Shen, like you. Liang Chen's eyes filled with tears. He looked at Yen Rui, who nodded firmly. Then Yen Shen you shall be. The sect celebrated, their whispers turning to admiration. Liang Chen and Yen Rui, a union of strength and sincerity, they said. Their family will shape the future. Mo Tian's pride was boundless. Chun'er, he said, his voice thick with emotion. You have found happiness. That is all I ever wished for you. Liang Chen bowed his head. Thank you, grandfather. For everything. Life after marriage was different. Liang Chen felt it in the way Yan Rui's presence filled the halls of their home, in the way Mo Shen's laughter rang brighter, in the way his own heart felt lighter. For the first time since his rebirth, he was not walking alone. Yan Rui was steady, devoted. He prioritized Liang Chen above all else, never wavering, never straying. Where Zhao Feng had flaunted arrogance and cruelty, Yan Rui offered patience and respect. Every gesture, every word carried sincerity. Mo Shen thrived under their guidance. His cultivation advanced swiftly, his swordsmanship sharpened under Yan Rui's tutelage, and his chi flowed smoothly thanks to Liang Chen's careful instruction. At only 7 years old, he was already at the 8th level of chi gathering, a prodigy whose name spread throughout the sect. The family was strong, united. Yet destiny had more in store. It began with a subtle change. Liang Chen felt his chi fluctuating, his body heavier, his aura shifting. At first, he thought it was a side effect of his cultivation. But as days passed, the truth became clear. He was pregnant. Pregnancy at the golden core stage was rare, almost unheard of. Cultivators at that level had bodies refined to resist such changes, their chi too dense, their cores too stable. For Liang Chen to conceive again was nothing short of miraculous. When he told Yan Rui, the sword cultivator's composure cracked. His eyes widened, his hand trembled as he reached for Liang Chen's. Pregnant at golden core? He whispered. Liang Chen nodded, his voice steady. It seems the heavens have blessed us. Yan Rui's grip tightened. Then I will make sure you are safe. No matter what it takes. The pregnancy was different from before. Where Mo Shen's birth had been smooth, this one was fraught with challenges. Liang Chen's chi fluctuated wildly, his cultivation unstable. At times, his aura dimmed, his core trembled, and he feared collapse. But Yan Rui was always there. He accompanied Liang Chen through every moment, ensuring he never strained, never fought, never risked himself. He cooked meals, prepared herbs, strengthened formations around their home. He placed Liang Chen above missions, above sect duties, above everything. Mo Shen, too, was devoted. He sat by his father's side, practicing quietly, his small hands bringing tea, his eyes filled with worry. Father, he said one evening, will you be all right? Liang Chen smiled, ruffling his hair. Yes, Shen, because I have you and your uncle Yan. Together, we are strong. Months passed, and the day of birth arrived. The heavens trembled, sensing the miracle. Liang Chen's chi surged, his body convulsed, his core strained. The pain was immense, far greater than before. His cultivation wavered, dropping from mid-stage golden core to early stage. But Yan Rui never left his side. He held Liang Chen's hand, his sword aura shielding the chamber, his voice steady. You are not alone. I am here. Always. With a final cry, Liang Chen delivered twins, a boy and a girl. Their cries filled the chamber, their chi already strong, their roots shining with potential. Tears streamed down Liang Chen's face as he held them. Our children, he whispered. Our miracle. Yan Rui's eyes softened, his hand brushing the infants gently. They are perfect. The sect was astonished. Twins born at Golden Core? Elders whispered. Such a thing is unheard of. Truly, the heavens favor them. Mo Tian's pride was boundless. He held the children, his aura gentle, his voice trembling. Chen'er, Rui, you have given our family a legacy beyond measure. The twins were named carefully. The boy carried the surname Mo, honoring Liang Chen's lineage. The girl carried the surname Yan, honoring Yan Rui's. Together, they symbolized unity, two lineages bound by love. Mo Shen, now Yan Shen, stood proudly beside them. I will protect my brother and sister, he declared. Always. Liang Chen smiled, his heart full. We are a family, stronger than ever. Yet the cost was real. Liang Chen's cultivation had dropped, his core weakened. He was once mid-stage golden core, but now he stood at early stage again. Some in the sect whispered of weakness, of decline. But Liangchen ignored them. He had faced death, rebirth, betrayal, and despair. He had built a family, forged a bond, and delivered a miracle. His strength was not measured in cultivation alone. Yan Rui stood beside him, unwavering. "We will rise again," he said firmly. "Together." Liangchen nodded. "Together." From blstoriesland.